So chapter 8, gentle movements, longer life. Exercises from the East that promote health and longevity. Studies from the blue zones suggest that the people who live longest are not the ones who do the most exercise, but rather the ones who move the most. When we visited Ogimi, the village of longevity, we discovered that even people over 80 and 90 years old are still highly active. They don't stay at home looking out of the window or reading the newspaper. Ogimi's residents walk a lot, do karaoke with their neighbors, get up early in the morning, and as soon as they've had breakfast or even before, head outside to weed their gardens. They don't go to the gym or exercise intensely, but they almost never stop moving in the course of their daily routines. As easy as getting out of your chair. Metabolism slows down 90% after 30 minutes of sitting. The enzymes that move the bad fat from your arteries to your muscles, where it can get burned off, slow down. And after 2 hours, good cholesterol drops 20%. Just getting up for 5 minutes is going to get things going again. These things are so simple, they're almost stupid, says Gavin Bradley in a 2015 interview with Brigitte Schuttel for the Washington Post. Bradley is one of the preeminent experts on the subject and the director of an international organization dedicated to building awareness of how detrimental sitting all the time can be to our health. If we live in a city, we might find it hard to move in natural and healthy ways every day. But we can turn to exercises that have proven for centuries to be good for the body. The Eastern disciplines for bringing body, mind, and soul into balance have become quite popular in the West. But in the countries of origin, they have been used for ages to promote health. Yoga, originally from India, though very popular in Japan, and China's Qigong and Tai Chi, among other disciplines, seek to create harmony between a person's body and mind so they can face the world with strength, joy, and serenity. They are touted as auxiliaries of youth, and science has endorsed the claim. These gentle exercises offer extraordinary health benefits and are particularly appropriate for the older individuals who have a harder time staying fit. Tai Chi has been shown, among other things, to slow the development of osteoporosis and Parkinson's disease, to increase circulation, and to improve muscle tone and flexibility. Its emotional benefits are just as important. It is a great shield against stress and depression. You don't need to go to the gym for an hour every day or run marathons. As Japanese centenarians show us, all you need is to add movement to your day. Practicing any of these Eastern disciplines on a regular basis is a great way to do so. An added benefit is that they have all well-defined steps. And as we saw in chapter 4, disciplines with clear rules are good for flow. If you don't like any of these disciplines, feel free to choose a practice that you love and that makes you move. In the following pages, we take a look at some of the practices that promote health and longevity. But first, a little appetizer, a singularly Japanese exercise for starting your day. So as they say, they were not into gymming and, strenuous exercise, but yes, the body was always in the flow. Body was always moving. It's interesting to note with the advancement of technology, a lot has changed. So the average life has increased from, say 2 centuries ago to nearly double. So from 38, 40 to it is nearly somewhere around 70, 72. But the number of problems, there is no count kitne times बढ़ चुकी है. And one of the major reasons is because the body is not moving, it is stationary. We have office sitting jobs where we continue to sit all the time. So if it's an 8-hour job, probably you're sitting 5.5 hours minimum per day. Okay. And your daily life, when you come home, you are mostly on the couch or you're on the bed, you are not moving. You like to relax. Oh, I'm too stressed, or there is so much on my mind right now. I need to relax. Now, the whole concept about life has changed. If we see the life of our immediate parents or grandparents or great grandparents, they were moving all the time. That's why you see these people have such, long lives. I remember speaking with my Nana ji, and he used to say, यार हम तो पानी भी कुएं से खुद ही निकालते थे. We never had the option that, there is a tap, you just click and the water is there. We had to make effort for water also. So that had a system. Now, if we talk about current life, all the daily wage laborers or the labor who works hard, I'm talking about basic physical work. So they exercise physically, if they're running a machine or they're doing some, carrying some goods from here and there, they are actually doing physical work. So their body is moving. उनको प्रॉब्लम नहीं होती रात को नींद नहीं आ रही है जी, नींद की दवाई लेनी है. They just have their foot crash on the bed. Now the bed is not as comfortable as our bed, but they still will sleep because the body has actually exercised and needs rest. हमारे केस में why insomnia or these other problems are so prevalent right now is because the body is not doing any exercise. 80% of the time what we're doing is mental work. Physical work तो है ही नहीं. जहां की पहले 80% of the time it was more of physical work. Mental work was only 20-30%. You were like there was mentioning about this city Okinawa that it did not have a rail track system. So everybody was either walking or cycling to work. And if you talk to your parents or grandparents, 50 years, 70 years back, this was the normal culture. There were no cars. In fact, there were no roads. So जब तक हमारी बॉडी मूव नहीं करेगी, उसको वो एक थकान नहीं मिलेगी, वो एट रेस्ट नहीं आएगी. दिस इज आर्टिफिशियल रेस्ट द बॉडी इज टेकिंग because it is time to sleep, because we have to sleep. So we probably do something or the other कि चल यार सोना तो है ही है. But अगर हम बॉडी को बेसिक फिजिकल एक्सरसाइज दे दें, आई एम नॉट सेइंग we are not in that thing that we do 8 hours of physical work. No, that's not our job right now. But yeah, even if you are sitting, so 30 minutes is draining you. After every 30 minutes, just take a 5-7 minutes break and just stretch yourself. It's very simple. I remember I had this major back issue in 2018. I was on a bed rest for good 1.5 months. Yeah, I took a lot of acupressure treatment, acupuncture and everything, got back. But yes, after that I made sure कि भैया मैं अगर बैठा हूँ ज्यादा देर तो नहीं, 30-40 minutes, take a break 5 minutes, just stretch yourself, take 1 or 2 rounds here and there, that's it. It doesn't require much effort. But yes, the body is in the move. So कोशिश करो जितना
I think if you remember that ad ना उसका आता था idea का, when idea used to be there walking and talking.
हाँ, that was to
I think
promote
that
this.
used to be something to promote physical exercise at the same time as talking. I think that is something which one can easily do
You can
in
easily
that
do
sense, which
walk
I
the
do
talk.
quite a bit. Yeah, yeah. वो एकदम से याद आया.
Very good, nice thought. But yeah, anything that can keep the body moving is good for us. यार बॉडी किस लिए मिली है? स्टेशनरी करने के लिए नहीं मिली है, चलाने के लिए मिली है. Every muscle is there so that it can move. Now, what happens if you don't move that muscle and one fine day you decide that you have to move that muscle, the next day you have sprains because the muscle is not used to moving. I remember during my back, I used to go to this chiropractor also once. He told me, he said all these myths about, having a hard bed, coir mattress, spring mattress, and everything. It's all a hoax. The best sleep and the best comfortable sleep for your spine is in a manji. पुराने जमाने में होते थे ना, रस्सी के बंधे होते थे. So as per now, the logic was very clear and very simple. The spine has 7 curves. So if those 7 curves take their natural shape, your spine is intact. It's not straight. But अगर आप उस curve को एक hard mattress पे देते हो, especially a coir, or people have this ना जमीन पे सो जाओ, it's actually stressing those curve points of the spine. So जितना वो जिसे कहते हैं ना वो मंजी में वो curves maintained हो पूरे 7, that's the best for the body. And he said जब से ये बेड की इंडस्ट्री आई है, that is where all these back problems have been invented. उससे पहले इतने होते नहीं थे. So कहीं ना कहीं everything is logical, but yeah, all we need to do is make sure कि भैया, the body is moving. I'm not saying, even the book is not saying कि strenuous exercise करो, but yeah, make sure the body is moving. And wherever you can, try to do certain things in which you can actually, go and move your body. So, dropping the elevator and taking the stairs is very common. There are a lot of other things also where we can, go in for just basic movement rather than, ignoring it. Radio Taiso. This morning warm-up has been around since before World War II. The radio part of its name is from where the instructions for each exercise were transmitted over the radio. But today, people usually do these movements while tuned to a television channel or internet video demonstrating the steps. One of the main purposes of doing Radio Taiso is to promote a spirit of unity among participants. These exercises are always done in groups, usually in schools before the start of classes and in businesses before the workday begins. Statistics show that 30% of Japanese practice Radio Tasio for a few minutes every morning. But Radio Tasio is one thing that almost everyone we interviewed in Ogimi had in common. Even the residents of the nursing home we visited dedicated at least 5 minutes every day to it. Though some did the exercises from their wheelchairs, we joined them on their daily practice and we felt refreshed for the rest of the day. When these exercises are done in a group, it is usually on a sports field or in a large reception hall and typically involves some kind of a loudspeaker. The exercises take 5 or 10 minutes, depending on whether you do all or only some of them. They focus on dynamic stretching and increasing joint mobility. One of the most iconic radio tasio exercises consists of simply raising your arms above your head and then bringing them down in a circular motion. It is a tool to wake up the body, an easy mobility workout that is low in intensity and that focuses on exercising as many joints as possible. It might seem basic, but in our modern lives, we can spend days without raising our arms above our ears. Think about it. Our arms are down when using computers, when using smartphones, when reading books, One of the few times we raise our hands over our heads is when reaching for something in a cupboard or closet, while our ancestors were raising their hands over their heads all the time when gathering things from the trees. Radio Tasio helps us to practice all the basic movements of the body. So this is a basic version of the radio Tasio exercise. So as you can see, it's nothing but just a general uh, body stretching. Just ऐसे आप वो कर रहे हो, just moving your joints. Nothing else much in that. So just if you can get, and they are not saying that do it for say half an hour, 40 minutes. They're saying 5 to 7 minutes, maximum 10 minutes. Now, 5 minutes, if you can spare every day, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes, that's all it takes for the body to be in movement. It's basically a saying, if you do something good, even a small quantity really matters. So even if you start exercising 5 minutes, 7 minutes, or 10 minutes a day, in the morning, afternoon, evening. Yes, morning is the best time, no doubt about it. But depending, irrespective of wherever you have time, but just sparing out 5 to 10 minutes for these basic movements of the body is good enough. I mean, if you are, this is something which I actually do quite a lot. If you're sitting and on the computer and you're watching something or you're doing something, or probably on a course, just do normal stretching. You can always do that. See, the idea is to move the joints to the maximum we can, and sparing 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes is not a major task. Yoga, popular in Japan as well as in the West, yoga can be done by almost anyone. Some of its poses have been adapted for pregnant women and practitioners with physical disabilities. Yoga comes from India, where it was developed millennia ago to unite our mental and physical elements. The word yoga itself comes from the Sanskrit term for yoke, which refers to the crosspiece that binds draft animals to one another and to cart their pulling. Yoga strives to unite body and mind in the same way, guiding us towards a healthy lifestyle in harmony with the world around us. The main objective of yoga are to bring us closer to our human nature, mental and physical purification, to bring us closer to the divine. Styles of yoga, though all are oriented towards similar goals, there are many different types of yogas that vary according to the traditions and texts from which they were developed. The differences among them lie, as the masters say, in the path taken to the summit for our best self. Number one, Gyana Yoga, the yoga of wisdom, the search for discipline and mental growth. Karma Yoga focuses on action, on tasks and duties that benefit oneself and one's community. Bhakti Yoga, the yoga of devotion and surrender to the divine. Mantra Yoga focuses on recitation of mantras to reach a state of relaxation. Kundalini Yoga combines diverse steps to reach the desired mental state. Raja Yoga, or also known as the royal path, encompasses a range of steps geared towards achieving communion with oneself and others. Hatha Yoga, the most widespread form in the West and Japan, characterized by asana or poses combined in a quest for balance. So that asana yoga is one part of yoga, and one of the most style of yoga, especially very popular in India, uh, is the Bhakti Yoga. So yoga means movement, not necessary. That's one part. But yes, if you are doing a bhakti towards the God, towards the deity, that is also yoga. See, all these yoga, all these meditations, their prior objective, number one objective, is to still and calm the mind. Because the whole issue with whatever is happening with you starts with the mind. So meditation may be, yoga may be, and I would suggest a lot of good breathing techniques are there. All these things, their main and prior objective is to calm and still the mind. How to do a sun salutation? Sun salutation is Surya Namaskar. The sun salutation is one of the most iconic exercises in Hatha Yoga. To do it, you simply have to follow these 12 basic movements. Number one, with your feet together, stand up straight, but keep your muscles relaxed. Exhale. Number two, place the palms of your hands together in front of your chest. From this position, inhale as you raise your arms above your head and bend backwards slightly. Number three, exhale as you bend forward until you touch the ground with the palms of your hands without bending your knees. Number four, stretch one leg back to touch the floor with the tips of your toes. Inhale. Number five, bring the other leg back, keeping your legs and arms straight. And as you hold your breath. Number six, as you exhale, bend your arms and bring your chest to the ground and then forward, resting on your knees on the ground. Number seven, straighten your arms and bend your spine back, keeping the lower half of your body on the ground and inhale. Number eight, with your hands and feet on the ground, lift your hip until your arms and legs are straight and your body forms an upside down V. Exhale throughout the movement. Number nine, bring forward the same leg you stretched back earlier and bend it so that your knee and foot are aligned under your heart, under your head, and between your hands. Inhale. Number 10, exhale as you bring your back foot forward and straighten your legs, keeping your hands on the ground as in posture 3. Number 11, bring your arms above your head with your palms together and bend slightly backwards. And as you did in posture 2, while you inhale. Number 12, lower your arms to their initial position in a mountain pose while you exhale. You've just greeted the sun. Now you're ready to have a fantastic day. So this is basic movement of Surya Namaskar. I will try to post a video, I think 2 or 3 minutes ka hai. So that shows the practical way of doing this Surya Namaskar. So if you can, if you're doing it, very good. But if you can start with 1, 2, 5, and ultimately get to say about 10, 15, 20 Surya Namaskar, which is a good workout in its own. So we'll probably post a Surya Namaskar video on the group. So all those who are interested should definitely try it. It's part of the Hatha Yoga, with all those asanas and everything. And if you can do yoga, nothing better than that, because somehow basic yoga jitne bhi asanas hote hain, they're very, very effective. I don't do all. I don't do Surya Namaskar, but yes, there are a lot of back things which I definitely do. Because मेरे को बैक का है तो मैं बैक के योगा आसन्स ऑफ एंड ऑन करता रहता हूँ, मैं वही करता हूँ, because that suits me. So depending on whatever is your choice, but yes, have the body into movement. And I am being very clear. 5, 10 minute, 15 minute. I am not the type of person who's going to promote it, because I promote what I do. So 5 minute, 10 minute, 15 minute, I can do. I do that, and that's good enough. Tai Chi, also known as Tai Chi Chuan. Tai Chi is a Chinese martial art that can be traced back hundreds of years to Buddhism and Confucianism. It is very popular in Japan too.
Mhm.
According to Chinese traditions, it was created by the Taoist master and martial arts practitioner Zhang Sanfang, though it was Yang Luqian who in the 19th century brought the form to the rest of the world. Tai Chi was originally a ninja or internal martial art, meaning its goal was personal growth, focused on self defense. It teaches those who practice it to defeat their adversaries by using the least amount of force possible and by relying on agility. Tai Chi, which was also seen as a means of healing body and mind, would go on to be used more frequently to foster health and inner peace. To encourage its citizens to be more active, the Chinese government promoted it as an exercise and it lost its original connection to martial arts, becoming instead a source of health and well being accessible to all. Styles of Tai Chi. There are different schools and styles of Tai Chi. The following are the best known. Chen style alternates between slow movements and explosive ones. Yang style, the most widespread of the forms, characterized by slow, fluid movements. Wu style utilizes small, slow, deliberate movements. Hao style, centered on internal movements with almost microscopic external movements, one of the least practiced forms of Tai Chi even in China. Despite their differences, the styles have all the same objectives: to control movement through stillness, to overcome force through finesse, to move second and arrive first, to know yourself and your opponent. The 10 basic principles of Tai Chi. According to Master Yang Cheng Fu, the correct practice of Tai Chi follows 10 basic principles. Elevate the crown of your head and focus all your energy there. Tighten your chest and expand your back to lighten your lower body. Relax your waist and let it guide your body. Learn to differentiate between heaviness and lightness, knowing how your weight is distributed. Relax the shoulders to allow free movements of the arms and promote the flow of energy. Value the agility of the mind over the strength of the body. Unify the upper and lower body so they act in concert. Unify the internal and the external to synchronize mind, body, and breath. Do not break the flow of movement, maintain fluidity and harmony. Look for stillness in movement. An active body leads to a calm mind. So, they have mentioned so many other different types of styles here. So, we'll be going through reading all of them. But the whole idea is a very simple thing, which is, loud and clear there. It is not that you need to do all styles, you can do any or whatever is there, depending on your suitability. But the more important thing is there has to be a consistency and there has to be a balance. They're not telling us to do these extensive exercises, Sara time karte raho, be a maniac and, get obsessed with it. No, 10 minute, 15 minute, just make it your daily routine so that you can have that balance that is definitely required. The whole issue with the world right now and with all of us in, innate part of it is kahin na kahin, there has been a slight misbalance in our things. हमने कोई चीज ज्यादा कर दी है तो आज हम उसको कम करके उसको ऑपोजिट कर रहे हैं. कोई चीज हमने कम कर दी है, हमें लगा कि नहीं यार ये तो कम होगी, हम उसको ज्यादा कर रहे हैं. So, kahin na kahin, we are actually trying to move around to create a balance in life. And balance is very, very important. Because balance में stillness आती है. So on the extremes, you will never find stillness. Stillness will only come in the center, the right center, 50%. That is the balance for your mind, for your body, and for your soul. So कहीं ना कहीं all these activities, अगर हम ओवर कॉम्पनसेट कर रहे हैं या अंडर कर रहे हैं, कहीं ना कहीं we are actually now in that position where we are trying to look and create for that balance. But अगर हम यही चीज if we teach to our kids, to maintain that balance in everything they do since start. See, because अगर वो सारा टाइम, if coming back to our childhood also, हमें बोलता पढ़ लो पढ़ लो पढ़ लो, कोई नहीं बोलता था खेल लो खेल लो खेल लो, because they thought पढ़ाई was always more important. Where was the balance? So the balance is भैया पढ़ो, खेलो, ऐश करो, do everything in moderation. Who's stopping you? But नहीं, पढ़ो. That was the pet dialogue, which has changed now. And I see the difference in me. I don't tell my kids all the time, पढ़ लो पढ़ लो पढ़ लो. Do everything, yeah. Time for physical exercise, time for some screen if you want, time to enjoy yourself, time to study, time to do something, anything. So everything has a value. अगर हम हर एक चीज को उतना उसकी appropriate value और balance में रखेंगे ना, everything in our life will be in a state of harmony. So the key to harmony, the key to stillness is always balance, not the extremes. Imitating clouds, one of the best known movements in Tai Chi, consists of following the form of clouds in an exercise called wave hands like clouds. Here are the steps. Extend your arms in front of you with the palms down. Turn your palms to face in as though you were hugging a tree trunk. Open your arms out to the outside. Bring the left arm up and center and the right arm down and center. Trace the shape of a ball in front of your body. Turn your left palm towards your face. Shift your weight to your left foot and pivot from your hip towards that side while your eyes follow the movement of your hand. Bring your left hand to your waist and your right hand in front of your face. Shift your weight to your right foot. Pivot towards your right, looking at your raised right hand the entire time. Repeat this movement fluidly, shifting your weight from one foot to the other as you reposition your hands. Stretch your arms out in front of you again and bring them down slowly, returning to your original position. Qigong, also known as Qigong, its name combines Qi, life force or energy, and Gong, work, indicating that the form works with the individual's life force. Though relatively modern, especially under its current name, the art of Qigong is based on the Tao Yin, an ancient art meant to foster mental and physical well-being. The practice began to appear in reports on training and martial arts at the beginning of the 20th century, and by the 1930s was being used in hospitals. The Chinese government later popularized it as it had done with Tai Chi. Qigong involves static and dynamic physical exercises that stimulate respiration in a standing, seated, or reclined position. There are many different styles of Qigong, but all of them seek to strengthen and generate Qi. Though its movements are typically gentle, the practice is intense. The benefits of Qigong. According to numerous international scientific studies, Qigong, like Tai Chi and Yoga, offers significant health benefits. The following stand out among those proven through scientific research as observed by Dr. Kenneth M. Sensier of San Francisco Qigong Institute in his article, Medical Applications of Qigong. Modification of brain waves. improved balance of sex hormones, lower mortality rates from heart attacks, lower blood pressure in patients with hypertension, greater bone density, better circulation, deceleration of symptoms associated with senility, greater balance and efficiency of bodily functions, increased blood flow to the brain, and greater mind body connection, improved cardiac function, reduction in secondary effects of cancer treatments. Practices these arts not only keep us in shape, it also helps extend our lives. Methods for practicing Qigong. In order to practice Qigong correctly, we should remember that our life energy flows through our whole body. We should know how to regulate its many parts. Tiao Shen, regulating the body. By adopting the correct pose, it is important to be firmly rooted to the ground. Tiao Shi, regulating the breath until it is calm, steady, and peaceful. Tiao Xin, regulating the mind, the most complicated part, as it implies emptying the mind of thoughts. Tiao Chi, regulating the life force through the regulation of the three prior elements so that it flows naturally. Tiao Xin, regulating the spirit. The spirit is both strength and root in battle, as Yang Guangming explains in the Essence of Tai Chi Qigong. In this way, the whole organism will be prepared to work towards a single goal. So Qigong also will talk about all the basic 5 elements